So right now, let's talk about the infrastructure of SAP. And part of that is discussing exactly what the SAP team should look like in the SAP processes. This is something that I'm learning myself because I have not had a great deal of involvement with the SAP team. So first and foremost, members of the SAP team need to include at least one central office representative. Now that can be a superintendent, an assistant superintendent, a director of curriculum and instruction. In addition, SAP teams need to contain a building administrator for the building where the SAP team will be implemented. That could be, of course, principal or assistant principal. It's important also to remember that all of the members of the SAP team must attend training and be eligible for SAP certification through the training process. So once they are certified, they can be a part of the SAP team. Also, there should be a minimum of 4 members. It needs to be at least 4 members of an SAP team, and those people need to represent the groups that comprise the staff of the school. So that way there are representatives that are there for each of the different types of employee that could be involved with the students. There also needs to be linkages with public services that would specifically be involved with the students and help in situations where their services are needed. Some examples of that would be behavioral health or drug and alcohol systems through the government. They need to be linked with the SAP team so that when their services are needed, they're available. There should be a minimum of 80 minutes per week available for the SAP team to do their work, and common meeting time of at least 40 minutes per week so that they can follow up on any of the SAP team referrals. The process for accessing SAP services and the steps to be utilized by the SAP team need to be published, need to be available. It's important that that information be provided to parents, the community, and they need to know where that is available and be able to access it. Also, the school board needs to know what's going on with the SAP process and should be updated at least yearly and hopefully more often than that. So that being said, let's take a look at the slide. The infrastructure begins with referrals. Of course, referrals are made, and they can be made by school employees, by other students, by parents, or by community members. It's important that the SAP coordinator receives those referrals, and then they would assign them to a case manager. The case manager's job then is to send out behavioral checklists, which of course would be looking for observable behaviors. So those would go to the school personnel who would have contact with the student. That could be teachers, administrators, nurse, a counselor. Once that takes place, they would fill out the observable behaviors on the checklist. They would return the checklist, and then those responses are compiled. Through the compilation of the responses, the case managers would present the data to the SAP team, who of course are SAP certified, as I mentioned earlier, at a weekly meeting. After that takes place, the SAP team will make a recommendation regarding the case based upon the observable data collected specifically. The case manager will contact the parents to gain permission and inform the parents of what recommendation was made. And then hopefully the parent permission is received. If not, the case is closed. But if the permission is received, then the SAP process will be monitored because of the fact that permission was granted and services would be begun.